Hi, today I want to talk about branding. Let's go to my presentation and we'll get started. What you want to do is be seen, trusted, and most of all, chosen. Let's look at 4 steps to get you to an aligned personal brand. Because in today's inundated market, you either have to find your point of difference or melt away into the crowd. So today, you'll discover how to create and communicate an authentic personal brand through a tailored marketing message. This message will help differentiate you from competitors and attract your ideal clients. People buy from brands they know, like, and trust. It's really very simple. Just think of the things that you buy. Do you go back to a favorite brand all the time? Especially online. We don't like to buy from faceless corporations. Personal connection is key to making purchasing decisions. Whatever you're doing in your business, whether it's building a following or creating engagement with your content or selling directly, you need a strong brand in order to do it. Your customers want to buy from a trusted friend and an expert. And your personal brand serves several important functions. First, it tells people who you are, and it sets expectations. People can easily understand your brand core values and who you are. It's the face of your company or online presence. And branding gives you authenticity and shows that you're legitimate. It defines your reputation. As Jeff Bezos from Amazon once put it, your brand is what other people say about you, and you're not in the room. Your personal brand sets you apart from other businesses in your niche. It's unique to you. If you have any sort of online or public presence, it's already setting those expectations and creating a reputation for you. As soon as you create a social media profile or publish a blog post, you're already branding yourself unconsciously. Why not get ahead of it? Get organized and take charge of what aspects of your personality you show the world so you can best harness it and make it work for you. That's what you'll start doing as we go through the 4 steps for building a personal brand. Pay especially close attention to your audience's needs, problems, and questions. Look for specific issues that you can help them with. Try to find out what's troubling them most, the problem that's keeping them awake at night, and that you can offer solutions for. In order to brand yourself successfully, you need to know who it is you serve. In other words, who is your audience? I nearly always start with this point. People follow others online because they relate to them and their messaging resonates with them. Your audience needs to be able to feel connected to you. In order to make this important link, you need to learn as much about your audience as possible. It's essential to know information such as their age range, geographic location, and economic status. But even more importantly, you need to know about their values and behaviors. If you understand your audience's core values and tastes, you can better appeal to them, create a strong relationship. When identifying your audience, you should be as specific as possible. Even if your values and solutions appeal to a wide variety of people, you could run the risk of spreading yourself too thin. On the other hand, if you can identify a very particular target audience, you can communicate directly with them. This will be the best use of your time and effort, rather than casting your net wide and appealing to those who only vaguely share your values. You will need to create an authentic connection with your audience. These should be your people. As Seth Godin, a well-known marketer, says, your tribe. Every brand has its own identity and language. In order for branding to work, it has to be consistent. Which just meets all the messages I say about everything you need to do, is that you need to identify your audience and then need to be consistent. Everywhere your audience sees you online, they should know that it's you, and your content should give the same impression. If there's a break in direction, this can cost you your audience's trust. You need to define the following elements in order to ensure consistency wherever your audience encounters you. And the first thing is a branding statement and a tagline. Tagline is the line that goes under the main line that describes you. You should craft a simple statement and tagline that defines your personal brand. You can use this tagline as a quick summary in your marketing. Your branding statement tells people in simple language what you do and why you do it. The tagline takes this statement and pares it down into a short sentence that people can see and at a glance immediately understand whether what you offer is for them or not. It takes time and consideration to craft a good statement and tagline. Here are some ideas to help you brainstorm. What exactly do you do in the course of your work for your customers or audience? Why do you do what you do? How do you do what you do? Try to think about how your way is unique from others. And how do you routinely help people solve their problems? If you haven't started yet, another way of looking at it is how do you think you could help people? Summarize your statement in your tagline. It should be unique, bold, and memorable. You also want it to be authentic and so simple that a child can understand what it means. And as an example, my tagline tends to be marketing made simple. Next thing you need to think about is your design and the visual identity. You should choose specific design features and visuals that will communicate your personal brand image to your audience. Now, elements of that include your color palette. Choose a few colors that resonate with the audience and the image you're going to go for. You can get ideas by looking at similar businesses in your niche. Certain industries tend to use certain color schemes. For example, blue is a color that people think evokes trust, but you can look up all these colors in different ways. I chose purple because I like it, and it also reflects a little of my personality. For a font, pick a few fonts that you'll use for headlines and text in all your written materials. Make sure the fonts work well together and don't clash, and are legible. And then you stick to 2 or maximum 3. Create a logo for your brand if you don't have one already. But keep it simple. As you can see, mine just reflects my name. It's very simple. But also the Celtic design pattern, because it's something that I particularly like. And choose a good picture of you that you can use for your website, your social media profiles, and other branded materials. The key is to be consistent. When I first started my business, I wore purple the whole time. And one day I turned up in blue, and people were really quite shocked because they had absolutely come to associate me with wearing the color purple. You can become known very easily in an area by being consistent in what you're doing. The other thing that you want to do is think about your tone of voice. Your written content should have a consistent tone and voice. Things to consider here include how formal or casual you'd like to be, the level of reading difficulty. And it's always suggested that blogs and websites should really appeal to a 12-year-old level. You need to have guidelines for using slang, and you must have words that you use or not use. And you also need to think about the type of humor that you want to use, because the same thing doesn't apply to everybody. All of the above should match the tastes of your audience and also be natural for you. It's a good idea to create a style guide that sets down guidelines for your tone and how you write. As probably you know, I'm a Canva ambassador, and in a Canva brand kit, you can have all these things, including your tone of voice. So it's a great idea to create a style guide that sets down guidelines for your tone and how you write. This helps you to clarify for yourself, but you can also use this guide if you're at social content creation or other communication-related tasks, so people will know how you want to appear. Content plays several important roles in your personal branding. Helpful content builds a relationship with your audience where they trust you to help. The material you put out online shows your authority in your niche. It gives you a chance to showcase your skills and expertise. Your articles, videos, social media posts, and other work helps bring new people into your sphere. People will find you when they're looking for information. And content can also be used as part of your marketing funnel to generate and qualify leads. Create kind of content that will attract the audience you identified earlier. Identify common problems you solve and address these in your articles, blog posts, and videos. Give your audience what they're searching for. Content you create should be consistent with the tone and design elements you identified in the previous step. Here are some ideas of the kind of content you can create. Focus on times when you've got results for a customer or client. How did you do this? Write a blog post or article that addresses this problem and offers a solution you know that works. Create something that showcases a person you've helped. This could be a case study or testimonial. It offers help, but also shows your expertise in action and includes a personal element. Think of ways you can teach your audience things you know. Like this video. Go beyond articles or videos and create webinars that address specific problems, or courses that teach how to do something step by step. Create a piece that explains how you came to do what you do. A good story is to start with the problem you faced and explain how you solved this problem and learned how to help others. Go for an emotional connection by making your content personal whenever possible. Be authentic and interact with your audience directly. And then you need to post new content regularly. Your audience will come to expect a weekly blog post, a bi-weekly podcast, a daily Facebook post, or a weekly email. Consistency is so important to branding. You need to be consistent with your publishing schedule. Focus solely on offering value and helping people with your content without asking for anything in return. Don't always promote. When planning and creating content, always keep in mind your personal branding goals and make sure the material you make helps you to reach these goals. Next thing you need to think about is where and how you publish the content, and that depends on two variables: your audience's tastes and your capacity to publish. Through getting to know your target market, you'll discover what media they prefer and how often they'd like new content. You also need to consider your time available to publish. You don't want to overextend your content creation abilities. I absolutely believe that it's better to post only once or twice or 3 times a week than not do it at all, or do it for 3 weeks and then do nothing. It's being consistent that makes the difference. And consistency is something I personally struggle with. Let's look at a few different ways you can communicate. First one you can do is through your blog, which allows you to publish regular articles for your audience, gives them a place to engage with you through the comment section. One of the major benefits of blogging is that the fresh content helps to attract new people through the search engines. It's also a way of people getting to know you and look at other things on your website. Of course, you can also spread the word on social media. And it is an essential tool for spreading your personal brand. Build an engaged audience on social media sites like Facebook or LinkedIn and get to know your audience well. Interact with them on a personal basis and use the platform to let them know whenever you publish something new. Go to the platforms where your audience are. And again, don't spread yourself too thin and try to be on every platform. You're better off doing 1 or 2 really well than being everywhere. And then, of course, what you really can't forget is multimedia. Go beyond blog posts and articles and consider publishing audio, video, and visual content. People love multimedia content, particularly video at the moment, and attracts a wider audience who enjoy different types of content formats. If you want to expand your audience, appear as a guest. You can do guest posts or appear as a guest on a podcast. Get interviewed by other people with personal brands. This gives you a chance to share your expertise, but also helps you to potentially reach a new audience. A great way to establish your authority and become known for your expertise is to self-publish books in your niche. This not only gives you another avenue for publishing content, but also adds to your reputation because you're a published author. We've identified 4 key steps for building your brand so you can increase your sales. And let's just recap these. The best way to make your personal brand work is for you to approach it in a methodical way. Decide who you want to reach and what image you'd like to present. Then create the content and post it where your audience will see it. I do have a longer blog post with 10 steps that will help you reach your audience and develop your personal brand. And I will put a link below this video to that blog post so you can read further. I hope that helps, and I'll see you soon.